Oh, hey Archons. How you doing? Just getting some tea going over here. So today's going to be a very interesting episode. I am going to talk about something that I think is not spoken about enough. And yeah, it's going to be really fun. So we're going to start off with a card of the week. And then from there, we'll go into this week's topic. Okay. All right. So the card of the week this week is dun da 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 Pincerator. For those of you who don't know this card, it is a Shadows artifact that states you get a pip when you play it. It is an item. And at the end of your turn, deal 1 damage to each flank creature. It says, don't let it near your cheeks. Well, I think that is a reference to flank, which could be considered your caboose. So yeah, that's pretty funny. Here we go. Let's get into this week's topic. Why do I like this card? This card creates a very interesting decision space. I've never thought of it before as anything to write home about, but a recent experience has taught me otherwise. And it is basically the whole reason this episode is being discussed today. And it is getting owned and enjoying it. So, yeah, I got destroyed by a Pincerator deck the other day, and it was fun. I enjoyed losing so terribly. It was a great experience. It opened me up to a side of KeyForge I had not seen before using the artifact Pincerator. And before I go into the details of what this was, actually no, we're going to first go into the details of what this was, and then I'll tell you the broader scope of this topic. So basically, this Pincerator deck had Imp Specters, it had Brabbles, and was using the Pincerator to basically, and had damage pips, to trigger Imp Spectre, and it would go off either on the end of my turn or the end of my opponent's turn, and it was just auto happening without my opponent having to do anything. And then the Brabble side of things was really neat, because I think the Brabble itself had a damage pip on it, so how it would work is, play Brabble, put the damage pip on Brabble, it gets damaged by Pincerator at the end of the turn, and then guess what? At the end of my turn, it gets another damage dealt to it, being destroyed on my turn, and I'm losing 3 Ember. It was incredible. I love seeing that. My deck happened to also have destroyed steel effects, which were great, because I'm like, nice, Pincerator is going to get my destroyed steel effects. This is awesome. False. It was not awesome, because my opponent happened to also put out a Book of Malefaction. So my creatures were getting set up to be destroyed, stealing one from my opponent, putting a counter on Book of Malefaction, and then allowing my opponent to purge one of my creatures. It was not fun. But what I wanted to talk about this is sometimes you get owned by something you haven't seen before. And when I say seen, I mean seen it interact within a deck, and the combination of cards within the deck that is really interesting and new and unique. So when I looked at the list, I saw the Pincerator. I didn't think much of it. My deck has a Gorm of Ohm, so I was like, oh, what am I going to destroy with Gorm of Ohm? And my thought was, oh, there's an Obsidian Forge. I should get rid of that. That was not true. The Pincerator was what the deck revolved around, and I should have got rid of it. I had the chance to, and I didn't. And I lived to rue the day, but I learned a valuable lesson, and I learned some cool things about Pincerator and how it can work with destroyed triggers within your deck. So it was really neat to see that. And it was just, I prioritized getting rid of that Obsidian Forge, because that is a known card with a wow factor. So my mind instantly went there without actually analyzing the interactions within the deck. I'm more of a visual person personally, so when I see like a deck list, there are words and things that pop out that I can visually recognize, I hone in on more. And Pincerator, I legit in all my Mastication decks only have 2, and one of them and so as a result, I haven't interacted with Pincerator that much, so it doesn't stick out of my mind. I haven't seen it do interesting things, really, so it really didn't allow me to have that knowledge that it could do some absolutely wild things. My experience and my interaction with it personally, and also like as my opponents using it, has been just so low that I didn't have that awareness to maybe prioritize getting rid of that. And I think that can happen. The WoW cards that are known to do damage sometimes cause you to overlook lesser known cards that you don't see as frequently, you don't see have a huge impact, and it bit me in the butt. Plain and simple, bit me in the butt, and it was great. I actually enjoyed it. I was seeing my opponent just pilot this deck to absolute perfection. Like every move, every turn, I was seeing just the most incredible things happening, and I loved it. I was like, this is so neat to watch. Like, I'm absolutely loving this experience. Even though I'm losing terribly, it was just so great to actually see play out that way. So, excuse me. So I basically went through this process of getting destroyed by a deck, and I was thoroughly entertained all the way through. And I think sometimes there's nothing wrong with getting owned, especially when you're seeing something new, you're learning something about your deck, you are learning something about the game. These are all very acceptable ways to get destroyed within a game. So that's that. So what's going to be happening the rest of the week is I have another Patreon supporter deck video. I had to redraw one of the names for the deck battle. Vault Boy is unable to participate this month and will be deferring to next time this happens. So next time I do the draw, Vault Boy will be auto-included. Sky Jedi was drawn as his replacement, and that means we will have a battle very soon. So be sure to stay tuned for that. I'm really excited to go through this process. I think it's going to be a lot of fun. So that's going to do it for today, folks. As always, may your ember never be stolen and your keys forged promptly. Oh, but there's more. Don't forget, Mass Mutation product on sale. AOA on sale. Worlds Collide on sale. 48 decks, 200 shipped anywhere in North America, excluding Mass Mutations. AOA and WC only. Hope you enjoy. Please hit me up. Links in bio. Have a good one, everyone.